What if the past memories, pain, sadness didn't have to dominate your mind, even if you were grieving? Hello and welcome to Say Yes to You and Why You Don't. For women who are great at saying yes to others, but not always as good at saying yes to themselves. I am Claudia Braun, mindset and lifestyle coach for women who are ready to say yes to themselves. So I want to talk about this idea of the pain of the past not seeping into our present. So as somebody who recently had a loved one pass away, and grief can feel like it's at the corner many times in and out of a day, what I come to make as a discovery for myself, and I am excited to talk about here because this concept of the past being over if we don't keep bringing it back into our minds, even with grieving, because what I've come to discover, and I'd love to hear what your experience is with this, is that the pain is frequently where my mind gets tripped up into thinking about past memories and then playing them over, right? So if you find yourself lost in the past, if you find yourself lost in past experiences, past things that you wish were still going on but aren't, they are not there to share something with you, or continuing to go over it in your mind, there's always emotion that comes up. There's sadness when there's loss. There's longing for somebody who was there and is no more. That's the natural process, I believe, of grieving. And there is a stages of grieving and coming to a sense of peace around it. And the process can be eased by how you are managing your mind. And that's what is so powerful and really worth delving into today. And that's really the conversation that I'm excited to share with you, that you have more power to experience well-being regardless of the situation that you find yourself in. And we can be grieving somebody who's passed away. We can be grieving something that didn't work out. It can be a relationship. It can be a marriage. It can be anything. I mean, loss and grief is an aspect of being here, being in this human form, being alive. And so how do you navigate it without feeling like it takes you out and levels you, so that you can really be functioning and present to your life instead of feeling like you were living in stories, past stories, and not present to the experiences? Because I know how easy it is to be living in the past while you're in the present. And then when that's happening, you're actually not in the present. So all of your power happens here in the now, this present moment, experiencing that which you are experiencing, that which is in front of you, the people who are in your life now, the experience that you are walking into when you walk outside and you feel the air on your face, when you feel the sun on your face, when you feel the rain, when you see the rain, when you walk by the trees, noticing the colors, all of those sensations, your sensations will bring you into the present. And it is a great way to practice presence, because when the mind is untrained, it goes and does what it wants to do, right? It's like having a dog right now who is new to being trained. On his own, he's going wherever he wants to go. The smell that carries him off, the thing that, the sound that goes off, right? I mean, like that thing takes him out. So he's not exactly focused he's focused, but not in a connected way. And that's the thing with our mind. It is that uncontrolled monkey in your mind when we don't bring presence to it. And the opportunity through the day is to keep watching where your mind drifts off to. And through the loss process, the grieving process, like, notice how often during the day you get lost in thoughts, memories, ideas of what could have been, what should have been, what's not. All of that does not add to your internal feeling good, being present, being able to feel an internal sense of well-being, even when you're experiencing something you wish wasn't happening. That's normal. When you love someone, love something, and you don't want it to end, and it ends, it's natural to have feelings about it. And how do you soften that experience for yourself to be able to rise above it so that you can be with the experience and not make it worse or bigger so that you can't go on? And I think that is the greatest teacher of these experiences, is to allow it to be an aspect of your life, but not be your life. And really look at how can you bring more presence even to this thing that you don't want. And even just being the witness to, what does your mind want to do? Instead of letting it do what it wants to do, witness it, notice it, not judge it, but notice it, and then get curious about it. Wow, isn't it interesting that you want to do that? And then seeing if you can bring it back to what's right here in front of you, what's really going on, instead of that thing, that story that your mind wants to create. Because there is a phrase, pain is inevitable, suffering is optional. You increase your suffering by bringing up these thoughts over and over and over and over again. And that's what the mind will do when we're not being more in charge of our mind. When you're letting your mind just be a wild monkey, it's going to take you all over the place. But when you bring more presence to it, you become the witness to it. You get curious about it. You allow yourself to be with what's going on. And you let yourself be the student of the experience so that you learn from it, allow yourself to grow from it, and allow yourself to get stronger as a result of it. And that's the beauty of this. Because just as in the ending of a situation, a person, a relationship, a work experience, that experience, there's beauty to the ending. And when we, especially in the grieving process, especially in watching somebody's life come to an end, there is beauty in allowing things to evolve and change. We witness things changing all the time in nature. As we're ending the summer season and going into fall, I know as a gardener, I watch my plants and die because it's not their time anymore. They're no longer meant for this season. And it brings new life to come into the next season. And there is that line, right? To all things, there is a season. And when we don't get too attached to, no, this shouldn't be happening, no, this season shouldn't be ending, no, this isn't how I want it to be. When we're not so attached, we can experience more grace, more peace, more ease, equilibrium. And this is the gift that you give yourself every time you allow yourself to be in the full experience. And perhaps if you can see it as when you're cutting yourself off, you really rob yourself of being able to feel the full experience. There is a sense of discovery for yourself as you're fully present to, oh, what now? With curiosity as opposed to, oh no, what now? And right, it's like what energy you bring to it shifts the experience. The more you're willing to be the witness to it, the more you're willing to be in the observer of it and present, the more you allow yourself to ride the waves of it. So I know how easy it is to have the waves feel like they're coming over you. And that is the time that you really need to call on your inner determination to rise above this and allow your strength, allow your desire for something good, even from this, to happen. Especially I think about in the, as I say, we were talking about as the seasons change, right? It's like as you see the days getting, the sun, there's less of it, the days are getting a little bit shorter. It's like being able to see even from this, what is the good from it, instead of bemoaning this, that the days are getting shorter. Days are getting longer, days are getting shorter, and the nights are getting longer. Even from this, it's like really willing to see what good comes from this. Because as the season changes, it brings new desires within you. But when you're so attached to what was, how it should be, don't allow yourself to be present to what is wanted, what is the opportunity from this. And giving yourself, I would say, even a phrase, word, mantra, whatever fits for you, that you can repeat to yourself to remind you, come back to the present. And maybe that's your phrase, come back to the present. Because what I know from work I've done with clients, for myself, friends, it's easy to get lost in your mind for quite some time. And without intervention, you can hang out there for a really long time. And then you lose hours, you can lose days that way. And you deserve the presence of your life. And even when things are not exactly what you would want, see if from this there is something that you can find to inspire you to move beyond it. Perhaps there's somebody who you can reach out to, who you can connect with from this experience, who's had a similar experience, to share in that experience. Perhaps it inspires you to do something that you haven't done before. Perhaps it's calling you. This, whether it's ending of a relationship, a person's life, work situation, it's calling you to show up in a different way. I believe, I know that from all of these experiences, there is something to be gleaned from it. When you hang out in the past as if that was the best time, you keep yourself from seeing what is the best time that could happen now. What's the good that is actually waiting for me that I have yet to experience? Because here's the thing. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what this experience is offering you in its new form. You don't know what you will learn from this. And when you allow yourself to stay present to it and open to it, you are allowing life to offer you new possibilities. There is someone that I know whose brother committed suicide, and as a result, he got very invested and involved in making mental health practices available to young people because it wasn't available to his brother. And he saw that he was somebody who just, didn't have resources that he really needed. It was something he felt like he could do because he couldn't change the past, couldn't bring his brother back. He couldn't make that go away. But what he could do was make a difference at this time in his life. And we all have situations perhaps that are called to us to step forward in a different way, that these are teachers for us, no matter what it is, how small, insignificant, or how major life-changing. And so this week, today, consider what can you do to bring yourself back to present? What can you learn from this situation? And what's calling you at this time? And what I know is the more you give yourself the opportunity to stay in presence, practicing, use a phrase, even just asking yourself, where am I? Where's my mind? How present am I? Or using your fingertips to just feel yourself here in this moment, because as you're touching your fingertips together, you're here. You're present. You're brought back to this moment. So practices to bring you back here are the antidote to getting lost in your mind and keeping you stuck and thinking the best has already happened and you can't see any good. The more you can teach yourself practices that guide your mind, the more you transform the present to be the future that you truly desire. This is my passion and my desire and my knowing that you can achieve this. If you're struggling, the invitation for you to reach out is here. So I thank you for being here, and I will add a link for you to set up a one-to-one with me and really get clarity on what you can do to bring yourself back into presence and create the future that you desire in your well-being, in managing your mind. Because as you manage your mind, you change your relationships, you change your well-being, you change your work experience. Thank you for being here with me today. say yes to you and why you don't. I am Claudia Braun, mindset lifestyle coach for women to say yes to themselves. I will look forward to being with you next week. Bye for now.